I've been playing with this build since I got Strand and the Swarmers, adjusting it, refining it, mastering its nuances, and it's just too good not to share. Get ready, I will dump a ton of information on you, but don't be overwhelmed because even though there is a high skill ceiling, this build is very forgiving and accessible. Okay, basics. Melee, Arc Needle. A projectile that unravels target, it can be chained up to 3 times. Unravel targets create a tangle when killed, but the main perk that no one talks about is that unravel targets is permeated with destructive strand matter, essentially making them strand volatile. As they take damage, they create unraveling projectiles that seek out nearby targets, so it's very similar to Outbreak Perfected. Grenade, the Shackle Grenade. A grenade that suspends on impact and creates additional suspending projectiles. When consumed, the Mind Spun invocation will grant Weaver's Trance, meaning final blows will suspend and create a suspending detonation. The Weaver's Call aspect deploys 3 Dreadlings that will seek nearby targets or return to you for later use. This is described in-game as Purge upon activating Rift. Moving on, Fragments. Threat of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy. Threat of Warding. Picking up an orb grants woven melee. But the two most important are Threat of Fury. Damaging targets with a tangle grants melee energy. And Threat of Propagation. Power melee final blows grant your strand weapons unraveling rounds. Why do I say they are the most important? Well, because it will be what your gameplay loop will be based around. As it turns out, if you use the Swarmers with Fury, you can gain bonkers amounts of melee energy by throwing tangles at enemies. This is not stated nowhere in the exotic, but just like some other exotics with hidden interactions, I imagine this is intentional. A side note, you must throw it and damage enemy. Don't shoot it unless it's your last resort, or the energy returns will be minimal. But this is where stated Swarmers perk come in. Destroying a tangle spawns Strandlings, and these Strandlings will count as tangle, meaning that if they damage or kill an enemy, will also grant melee energy. Now add to that the second perk that states your Strandlings unravel targets that they damage, and you will gain more opportunities to create tangle as well. Hopefully you can see the synergy building up. But let's put this build on steroid because I managed to find a way to keep this loop more consistent and also incorporate the rift more often into your loop. For stats, prioritize recovery and resilience. To top it all off, your exotic of choice will be the Traveler's Chosen. I know, it's not Quicksilver Storm. While I do think Quicksilver Storm has a place on this build, Traveler's Chosen is a far more superior choice. Let me explain. Traveler's Chosen intrinsic trait is that final blows with this weapon grants stacks of gathering light and can go up to 10. Long pressing the reload button consumes the stack, granting melee, grenade, and class ability energy based on the number of stacks. Just this by itself will keep your loop more consistent and even speed it up, but there is even more. And this is really the cherry on top. The catalyst will grant you an extra trait called Osmosis, which states that by using your grenade abilities, this weapon changes type to match your subclass until you stow it. So to make it clear, it will make it a strand weapon until you stow it. And that is where Threat of Propagation comes in, by giving this weapon unraveling rounds. Alright, for mods, you're gonna want for the helmet a strand siphon and a kinetic siphon. This is gonna cover the 2 elements of the Traveler's Chosen. You're gonna want Ashes to Acid just to supplement your super a little bit. On the Gauntlets, you're going to want grenade kickstarters. This is going to give you a little bit of grenade energy as soon as you spend your grenades. Since we're going to be spending it a lot, this is going to be very useful, but you do need armor charges. 2 focusing strikes. This is going to help you get class ability, and since we're going to be going for unraveling rounds, this is going to come to second nature. For the chest piece, you're going to want 2 charged up. This is going to help you with those armor charge. 3 if you have the energy. For the leg piece, you're gonna want Innervation. This is gonna give you grenade energy on Orbs of Power pickup. You're gonna want 2 Isolation, which is gonna do the same, but for your class ability. And finally, for the body, you're gonna want 2 Utility Kickstarter, which functions the same as Grenade Kickstarter, but for your class ability. And Bomber. Bomber, when you use Rift, you gain grenade energy. So hopefully you can see even this synergy on the mods. I found that this mix and mod is what keeps my build very consistent. Otherwise, so this is how the loop is gonna go. You're gonna throw a grenade to suspend a target, which makes Traveler Chosen a strand weapon. You're gonna melee final blow to give Strand weapons unraveling rounds. You're gonna stack Gathering Light with Traveler's Chosen. While doing this, you'll spread Unravel and suspending detonations along the way. Throw Tangles to charge melee when needed, and put down Rift to unravel more targets or finish them off. Then consume Gathering Light to repeat the loop. On the second go of this loop, you can just consume your grenade to gain Weaver's Strength and spread suspending detonations along Unravel with Traveler's Chosen, since it already will be a Strand weapon. So to close it all out, this build is insane and for sure endgame viable, but the loop does slow down and requires more ability managing. As a quick tip, this build performs better with teammates sharing the Strand subclass. Alright, you now have a Warlock Strand build raid ready. As always, enjoy your day, subscribe if you learned something new, and I'll catch you later.